Like, I do have a very good Thor video and Odin video, which will help explain their strength fully, but I will go over some important things in this video. So it is important to note that Thor became the All-Father after Odin passed down such role to him by actually giving him the Odinforce, which for some reason people think is the Thor force, but no. They are very much two separate powers. The Odinforce is the cosmic energy of creation that comes from the Yggdrasil. Explain his origins and his powers in his own video. The Odinforce initially is supposed to be the force of him and his brothers, but that changed, but not really. Odin's powers are connected to the Yggdrasil as the father archetype of the multiverse. He is literally God of the Marvel Universe on a more serious note. His true essence is one with the universe. He is the universe itself, which has been shown and implied too many times, like everything is a story to him that he chooses to live in as an avatar. His true essence doesn't even stay in Asgard, like Rune King Thor at the ending run when he became the universe itself. But the difference is that Odin is like one with Yggdrasil, while Rune King Thor is above such. But we will get to such later and really know how high Rune King Thor scales, I guess. Now, people really underestimate Thor in his so-called base form, which Thor stopped having a while back. Odin started this nonsense of separate bodies of Thor, which switching between Donald Blake and Thor. Blake is surely getting a character analysis video. Either way, Thor seems to have so much power that in one universe he kept on distributing his power. In fact, whosoever wields this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. This ain't no joke. One man's power is so infinite that he shares it in Multiversal and high Multiversal levels, which is unreal to think of. Let me give examples now. Basically, Thor has so many variances that there's a comic for it. Even Storm's lightning is father, that Thor gave her his. I mean, his lightning is actually archetypal and not normal lightning. You have Throg, who was able to take on current Donald Blake, which I will get to how overpowered he is in a bit, I guess. You have the Thor like that with the 2 R's, with double R in his name, who actually helped Hyperion take out the Beyonders. You have Thor, who had died and new iteratives birthed from him. You have War Thor, which is Volstagg, and could fight Jane Foster to almost a standstill. And they were literally shaking Ginnungagap. Yo, that's sick, man. Jane Foster, using Thor's power the most, could fight the physical form of Odin and nearly win. This Odin has feats of holding the flames of Surtur that would tear down the physical representation of the Yggdrasil in Asgard and all of creation. Jane has beaten Shara and Kaithri, who with a kiss can end all of creation, and they are stronger than people like Gladiator, casually, who is relative to a much younger Thor and the Sentry. And Jane Foster beats Mangog, who's shit on almost everyone in Asgard. Now, Thor keeps getting more powerful the older he gets, and the young Avengers Thor who fought against Gore is still incredibly powerful as he tanked the God Bomb. Yet, he would get one-shot by current Thor. Current Thor just has to sneeze. Current Thor is too much. I would give him Kid Loki and he would get one-shot, and I have good argument to justify current Kid Loki does slap the shit out of him. Now, the Thor we see that got help from his younger iteration, Jane Foster, and his old self against Malekith, is still so strong that if Jane Foster was to fight him, she would still lose terribly, to the point Odin bowed to him, declaring him not only position of the All-Father, because the Thor Force actually surpassed the Odin Force, but he also got the Odin Force in addition to his power, and this is where things start getting insane. Thor became so powerful that even he is above abstract. For example, Valkyrie Jane Foster could save Death, who is relative to eternity, infinity, and knows these abstracts have levels to them, which I explained in my eternity video, but we'll brief up. Now, Jane Foster could go as far as the far shore, where Heimdall's sides couldn't reach, and even the iterations couldn't fucking get there, if not of the Never Queen. And the far shore is far beyond the Yggdrasil, to the point where the iterations are nothing, as they wanted to go into the unknown, the undefined far shore, the far shore of the one above, the outside of the one above all, where the Never Queen also stays. The undefined far shore, and the far shore is beyond oblivion and the outside, which is the same level as the tip top of the Yggdrasil, scaling from being able to be viewed by other world, which they can view eternity, as well as if other world burns, then Yggdrasil burns, aka all of existence. Now, I haven't even gotten to Cosmic King Thor yet. Now, Cosmic King Thor took out and armed Galactus from special planets. Now, most of you really be talking nonsense based on how powerful Galactus' existence and mostly his potential is. He does run out of transfinite power, but the issue isn't even him running out of power, because his durability is synonymous to his existence. The issue is that this dude Galactus births from the cosmic seed, which is the seed of the Yggdrasil. And this seed is beyond all maths and languages in Marvel. Galactus is at least peak high tier, high Multiversal. Because he doesn't transcend the seed, Thor one-shot this Galactus after Galactus foolishly did amp Thor. I wouldn't say he amped Thor. He didn't even amp Thor, but added to Thor's power by making him his herald of none. Like, he was Galactus' herald, but he was fucking herald of none, because he couldn't control him, and Thor just one-shot him casually and took away the power and gave himself back the power. A Galactus that's far stronger than his normal self. His Lifebringer form, which isn't actually above full power normal Galactus, which I explained in my Herald of Black Winter Galactus video, Cosmic King Thor fights his previous enemies all together, which were illusions that strike for real. Meaning, if he faces all of them for real, he will kill them put together, especially when you realize this Thor wasn't mentally balanced actually. He ended up one-shotting the Black Winter, which was making Yggdrasil literally die, aka the entire multiverse that Yggdrasil encompasses, and Thor one-shot Galactus and such a being stronger than the Yggdrasil with just the Thor Force, which is above the Odinforce, and Odinforce isn't a joke. You see how it all makes sense that Odin can't beat Galactus or Celestials because they rank above creation or relative to it, that Odin still meets them or loses. Now, Black Winter is true death, as Never Queen is true eternity, and much more. Then you have Death of Death, Eternity of Eternity, and so on. Watch my Eternity video, Never Queen video, and Living Tribunal video. Death of Death is above Mistress Death, scaling wise alone and lore wise, if you have been following up, so it's very consistent. Thor also is far above Doctor Strange at this point, as he literally warned him even with the kind of power Strange can wield, like that of Sitorak and the Vigilantes granted him Sorcerer Supreme. He one-shot and slapped Donald Blake, who was cutting Yggdrasil in Asgard, but yet represents creation as shown severally. Beat variations of Thor. Valkyrie Jane Foster can't face him alone, but yet can face the dead Celestial using Necrosword far stronger than Gor's to bind Sentry Spirit and create a world of the dead within it. And Valkyrie Jane Foster is stronger than Thor Jane Foster, if you must know. Thor also casually gives Donald Blake the Odinforce and used the Thor Force to slap him on top of his Yggdrasil amp and powers he got from Doctor Strange. Thor could battle Null on equal grounds. Go watch my Null video, Gore video, and God of Light Venom video for scaling. But in short, current Thor is easily boundless, like some levels into it, and I lowballed God of Light Venom in my video, if you must know. Now, how strong does Rune King Thor get to? Now, I have really done justice to Thor in this video overall, and I have a video on Rune King Thor versus Cosmic Armor Superman where I scale him quite well, but my current scaling is a bit different from that, but it still follows up. I actually plan on doing a separate video of how strong both Rune King Thor and Cosmic Armor Superman actually are. But right now, I'll be hopping into the matchup to see who wins in terms of equal stats and power difference. But please check the video I referenced and wait not so long for Rune King Thor's special video to drop. Now, who wins? So let it be known that these two characters are boundless on the same tier, but still not on the same power level. Now, Rune King Thor did one-shot the entire Yggdrasil with the fates attached to creation, which is Ragnarok, and the end of this event usually takes place for every iteration, while the ones above in shadows feed off of the existence of everything that occurred as stories. The story archetype, which Odin has said before that the Yggdrasil holds the hero and villain archetypes, which usually encompasses all forms of archetypes when you think about it. These metaphorical eidos, myths, and several reasons for existing goes to these gods who were terrified of Rune King Thor. Meaning, Rune King Thor has origin manipulation, fate manipulation, archetype manipulation, life and death manipulation, and transcendence. About abstract awareness and consciousness, so much more scaling from the cosmology. He would have boundless striking force and omnipresence, omniscience, story manipulation as well, or narrative manipulation, which is synonymous origin manipulation in this context. Cosmic King Thor has literally all of these powers because it's the same Odinforce and Thorforce that Rune King Thor uses. But Thor, as Rune King Thor, is like putting two Odins together, and Cosmic King Thor is far above that. Many aren't ready for this conversation, but most of you don't realize that both transcend the Yggdrasil completely. I mean, Rune King Thor could become the multiverse, recreating everything back, and Cosmic King Thor one-shot Black Winter and amped Galactus, and still went on to be relative to null, and I don't want to get started on that. Rune King Thor scales max to the outside, which is just beyond the scope of the Yggdrasil. But even people like Jane Foster can reach the tier of the far shore. Let's not even go further. Cosmic King Thor literally can one-shot Rune King Thor with no efforts at all. But with equal stats, I can see it going to Rune King Thor because of omniscience and omnipresence in comparison for their tier. But without such, is someone who is omnipresent on a lower scale is still slow to that of a stronger being. Well, this is the video. Make sure if you like this video and you found it informative, please do to like, share, comment, and subscribe, of course. The membership server drops. I dropped a YouTube Shorts video. Go check it out. Check the description for the perks and everything. I will drop the link of the Discord in my bio, in my about section. Go click on it. Show me payments. You get verified, and yeah, we vibe. And well.